everyone. So to get started with the axial skeleton, we're going to go over the very first part of page 6 in this video, and that's going to be just general structures that are on a vertebrae. So if you look at that list next to me, it'll say vertebrae, common parts for all. There's a list of structures that most vertebrae have, and I want to cover that right now. Now, how I'm going to do that is we're going to draw a couple pictures. I'm going to draw a superior view of the vertebrae from the top, and then I'm going to draw a lateral picture from the side, and we're just going to label these different structures on our drawing. We're going to draw a superior view of a vertebrae first, and then label it. Looks something like this. I'm going to draw kind of an egg shape. Alright. Kind of even it out. Then I'm going to make like a little bump. I'm going to draw alright. Kind of looks like Homer Simpson's head. And then I'm going to draw this. Alright, so this looks like Squidward or something from SpongeBob. But I'm going to also add, looks like his mouth. Okay, so that's a good picture of the top of a vertebrae, or the superior aspect of a vertebrae. All right. Now, to label these parts and pieces, this area that's a solid area is the body of the vertebrae. This little mouth here, I can shade in, and it's going to be a foramen. So it's a hole. It is the vertebral foramen. Now, vertebrae all have these projections. Remember, projections are called processes. So we have two different kinds of processes. We have processes on the side. They're called transverse processes. So most vertebrae have two, one from each side sticking out. And then we're going to have one in the back called the vertebral or spinous process. So I'll call it the spinous. I think your list, let me double check, yeah, your list calls it the spinous process. So all the vertebrae that run straight down the back, or the process that runs straight down the back of your spine, those are all spinous processes. Okay, so this is a typical vertebrae that is labeled with all of its general parts. All right, now next I'm going to draw a lateral view, and we'll label those things. Now this lateral view is a little more in depth. There's a little more to the drawing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a box with an open end like that. And then on the top, I'm going to make a little dip with a little bump like that. Same thing with the bottom like that. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to kind of curl it around, and I'm going to drop it down like that. Same thing with this. I'm going to go up and then down like that and just connect the two. Now, this is a typical vertebrae from the side, or a lateral view. Now the same thing is this box here is the body. This sticking out of the back of the vertebrae is our spinous process. And then we do have the lateral or transverse processes. We can draw those in kind of like this because they are on the side of the vertebrae. So I can label those the transverse process. All right. Now you can't see the vertebral or spinal foramen because it's going through the vertebrae, but you can see these facets. So these little bumps are called facets. They're where the vertebrae below and above are going to articulate with that vertebrae that I just drew. So this top is the superior facet, and then on the bottom is the inferior facet. So most vertebrae are going to have these structures. So now you have the typical structures of the vertebrae, and remember, not all of them have it, but most of them do. Okay, so I hope that helped you. We're going to move on here.